Oh yeah, okay. I didn't know you were recording this.
Yeah, the first episode's not going to release until after midnight tonight.
Oh, that's fine.
Mainly because I forgot to upload it last week, and I figured, okay, I'll just do a week delay. It's no big deal.
Locking in. Okay, well, you're recording it, so. Hi, everybody. We're robots. Oh, I'm sorry, Cam. I didn't see that.
Hi, everybody. We're robots. How are you doing? Tammy has donated to my stream, so for 1 minute I have to talk like this. I really need a timer. I'm gonna actually put that somewhere. Add Blair. Countdown. Add. We're gonna put it much smaller, please. It doesn't need to be size of, Timbuktu.
You have reached the upper
Gonna be for 1
platform
minute.
of the Noesis Hive
Be a lot
superstructure.
smaller too.
As you can see,
where's the font?
the cluster
Let's
is in
not make it- let's
disarray
make it
due to
10.
the loss of the
No, that's way
hatcheries.
too small.
My continued distractions will help you infiltrate the inner hive.
15? Why is it so small? That's weird. Oh, okay. That's weird. It disappears is what happens. Okay, there we go. That's much better. There you go, Cam. Now I actually have to officially have it, so it takes 1 minute. Though I actually cannot see my chat right now. Oh, we have little flying guys everywhere. Let's take care of them. So how's you guys okay? Oh, gosh, I'm gonna die. Where are you guys? Oh, I guess I should really learn how to use my blade.
Deploying drone gun.
And save this.
You like that, Cam?
Ready for action.
Use the poor robot. Poor little robot got confused. Oh, there's a chest over here.
It was me. It's
Use
one
the
of my
robot.
guns. Did I accidentally hit Y?
Ah, yes.
So,
Yeah, I've bumped a couple of wrong buttons trying to remember what the hell everything does.
Yeah. I did that when I was trying to put my stuff. Now, there's a thing. Yeah, this is drag
Rounds loaded.
robot. So you guys are aware. I think it's blind guys. Good idea. Oh, okay. In between kills and stuff, definitely have to. Oh god,
Hail
I just
intellect.
really silly. You know how
We
you
meet
just have a
again
little
at
tab
last.
you like pull out?
Now,
And
the earth was formless
it's
and
hard to grab my
void.
food. Also, no one can
Darkness
hear my
spread
stream.
over the face of the deep. Man's relics speak
Cool,
in
fix
forgotten ways. Tell me,
This
what do these
button,
words mean to you,
this one,
intellect?
that one.
Boy, I'm not here to
So you
help
guys
you
go.
with your
Sorry about
homework. I must process this. Perhaps there is hope for humanity after all. Intellect, know this. There are those that seek to control you for their own ends. Search within yourself. Buried deep inside is the true nature of your protocol. But first, show me how powerful you have become.
Oh man, we have to fight you again?
Yep, evidently.
Feel the burn.
Here, have this. Have this. Have that. That's nice.
First gets some doozy. It's up.
Have this.
What you said, Cass. On from John.
Yeah. Oh.
Here comes the heat. Weapon depleted.
Clicking it.
Gun
Attack all the
deployed.
time?
Luckily I get like just roll mine.
Yeah, I
Tried.
can't hold one.
Tried getting you, Jay.
Yeah, I think I walked right into a bunch of names.
Must have blacked out, eh? What happened?
That says the actual time. If I start holding it, yeah.
Go play for that.
Go back to the start attack.
Luckily I can just
Yeah.
Grace. Your strength has grown much since we last met. I learned much of humanity from your actions. But what have you learned of yourself? The fate of your species hangs in the balance.
Oh, come on. Go. Here we go. Come on, something else. Go. Okay, now I'm gonna do this. And do this. And then go back here, and then post that. Cool. Shoot. And there. That's not done.
You all good now?
Yeah, I was just telling people to join me. Like, to watch me. Oh, I got a keep out of that. Cool. Oh, right. It's the wrong button. Cool. I was just, yeah, just trying to encourage people to come and watch. I kind of. Oh, also, for those that are watching, also, we did figure out that at the end of, Jay figured it out, at the end, you're actually looking at Battle 3. You actually can see, there's a chest over here. You can actually see what those things that you're unlocking do. Okay. Okay, what are you doing over there?
There's 2 bodies over there that I got carbon from.
If you tell us about that, we don't get them unless we're nearby.
There's a 3rd one.
And the carbon does disappear.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's not the way to go. Hey, Ken. Okay.
The Oasis are attempting to block your path. You will need to hold them off.
Watch and learn, guys! Watch and learn!
Ooh, look at that. Yeah, I died before.
Becoming orbital strike. Armor penetration.
Another wave is coming, Intellect.
I suppose you could hurry this up, could you?
And another way.
You?
Perhaps I wasn't speaking. You stronger than I have wasted enough cycles on you already. Destroy and intrude.
Realize that you got squished.
Yeah, I got switched.
Loading
Really
80
fast.
rounds. Orbital strike on target.
Oh, fine, Oh yeah, new helmet.
And the cape.
I need to reload.
Okay.
The gateway to the Noasis core is finally open.
Good.
There you will find Democritus and the encryption key. Tread carefully, Intellect.
You trip there.
Why? It's not interesting, you know?
But we'll be prompted to come back. Return to lobby. I don't know if there's much I have to do here, but I can make sure. Okay. Okay. What's my new, Just like that one. That was my new cape right there. Yes. Gross. My new cape is gross. A burlap sack.
Yeah, pretty much. Some of these capes I've looked at and like,
At the heart
why
of the
would you
Noesis
even-
core is the hive mind. The hive mind allows the Noesis to think and work together as a collective. This is how Democritus bends the Noesis to his will. Democritus is surrounded by a powerful energy
It's not backwards.
intellect. My sensors
really fucks
indicate
up.
that these structures are hive synaptic connections that link to the outer colonies. You must find a way to disable the hive mind.
Not a problem.
The synaptic connections relay commands from Democritus to the Noesis swarm. Severing the connections will force Democritus to face us.
Oh God.
The first synaptic connection has been severed.
Ooh, there's a chest over here.
Oh, there was too. Incoming raid.
Firing AT rounds.
Yeah, Cam's the house. Yeah.
Orbital strike.
Oh god. What's the fence?
Hang on.
Okay.
Won't run down.
My way. Orbital strike.
The second synaptic connection has been severed.
Apparently there's just one guy. That was an audio log.
Yeah. Chest.
Cluster mine destroyed.
Oh, Alan has fallen.
I tried healing.
Yeah, I was just taking to the
The third synaptic connection has been severed. Only one remains.
Is that over there? No, it's decent. Kinda.
That is dead. PP rounds loaded.
Miami dress now.
Oh, this doesn't look fun.
Orbital strike. I'm overheating.
Terminated.
You'll pay dearly for that.
Sorry, 100 upgraded.
AP rounds. Orbital strike.
Got you.
Yeah, got a new helmet too.
It is done. All our colony activity is disrupted. Democritus will not be pleased. Be careful, intellect.
I was just thinking about being reckless, you know.
Yeah, like jump
Yeah.
off this thing, you know, shits and giggles. See if we can land 3-point landing down below.
I mean, we already fucking upload brains into a machine, so
Exactly.
no concept of actually knowing.
What do they call us? The intellects.
Leave this
He's
place.
smart.
You invite
Sounds
your
legit.
own destruction, intellect. Perhaps you are truly human after all.
I like to live dangerously.
Oh, you think so highly of yourself. But can your intuitions be trusted? We have evolved and transcended the limitations of humanity. Filth must be cleansed, intellect. The virus of humanity ends with you.
Your human mind is flawed.
Calling in the big guns.
Orbital strike on target.
No despair.
First come. I will show you. Heads up. I will win. Yet.
Every 25 minutes.
Incoming orbital strike.
Then I get to take the second part here.
Deploying drone gun.
Our fate is sealed.
They unload on board flag.
Careful, the guy that's careful, Frank. Keep guys.
Armor penetration.
Incoming drone gun to LD.
is impossible.
Yeah, it looks pretty damn possible to me.
Without the hive mind, the Noasis are disorganized and powerless. They no longer pose a threat. Only one encryption key remains. Come, Intellect. Our work is nearly complete.
He's as alive.
The endless work. Food active.
Your passion
Speak
and
together
gain
as
power.
one. A single voice rings out amidst the cacophony of this ruined world.
Sorry to interrupt. You done?
Mission accomplished.
These minds are now free.
Without their master, the Noasis machines will tear each other apart. But the human minds once stored here are safe now in Eden. Only one encryption key remains until I deliver on my promise to protect humanity from harm. The last key is guarded by the Praetorian, children of the cluster once known as Moscow. Hidden in these northern wastes, the Praetorian pay fealty to a creature who pretends to cherish humanity above all else. In reality, it is but a monster who seeks to become a man.
Wait. I know him. You sure?
Alpha is a liar, Intellect. A deceiver. Deactivate him so that we may enter Eden and fulfill my promise to humankind. It is time to finish the program.
It seemed like a very short chat.
Yeah. Fantastic.
That just about got us 3 levels.
I just got level 25.
Yeesh, look at Rob's destruction.
That's what he's meant for.
No, but still.
I smash.
Calm down. Humans.
The fact that I am alone without the 110 my shit. I am literally doubling this.
Yeah.
This score basically. Together.
Our scores combined plus 100,000.
Well, we know who the VIP is.
Tammy, she heals us.
Or at least I tried to.
Camps? You would see what I see?
See what I see. See, yes. I think you get a white column.
I don't have number 6 yet, so. We'll see.
This is what my set was for number 9.
Interesting.
Little beret. Got the digital camo. And I got a digital camo cape. It's cool that I got the set though. It's a shame my little guys don't change.
Yeah. At least color.
I mean, it'd be cooler if they had little berets, let's be. Have to tape those little motherfuckers on there, but or glue them.
Holy fuck, they're actually going between one. I noticed that we went up 2 levels.
Jay said 3.
No, they said we just about went up 3.
Oh, just about 3.
Welcome to the Arctic Wasteland, Intellect. Somewhere out there, the Praetorian Cluster have built a stronghold and consolidated their power. Explore the Arctic Wasteland and find any traces of the Praetorian Cluster.
He's better not take long. I'm freezing my bolts off out here.
They have hidden the final encryption key here. I am certain you will find it.
Body.
Mother Russia. Encryption key finder.
There's that body over here. Fuck is that? There's another body over here.
These formations are not natural. They must have been constructed by the Praetorian Cluster.
Okay.
Use the servitor drone to analyze the material composition of the Praetorian structure.
I just don't get modern art.
It is a valuable sample. Ensure that no harm comes to it before the analysis is complete.
Oh, fuck off.
Customize.
Okay, apparently it's going up. You guys can swim, right?
He thinks not.
Okay, good, 'cause I can't either. I mean, I can't either. Don't think they're coming to starboard.
Which one?
The one of those guys.
Ah.
Body right here.
Leave now, Intellect. These lands are sacred to us.
Chest right here.
Defy us and you will be destroyed.
Body right there. Oh wow, I did. Oh wow.
Now, the woodline.
This is not finished. Retreat!
Safety layer, reverse contact,
I need to cool off.
another body here.
I do remember what my alien is.
Right button.
Yeah.
Another body over here.
Okay. One body.
Do they lie over the ocean?
I don't remember how that song goes. To be fair, I'm surprised my brain is functioning as good as it is.
Oh, the feature is speaker. Guys are hookers. There's definitely a over here. Whose gun's this?
It's my turret.
Yeah, it just glitched on fire, open fire.
There's a lot of body here.
Not cool enough yet.
There's an audio log, you said?
No, he said body.
There's an audio log way back here.
Makes sense. That was why we came in here.
Looks like there's another body over here.
None.
Looks to be about it.
Yeah, it's usually just a audio log. Best here.
This statue is very peculiar, Intellect. There appear to be markings carved deep into the surface. Use the servitor drone to analyze the patterns for language identification.
Let me guess. This represents the fall of capitalism at the hands of the plutocracy. Am I right?
Protect the sample while the analysis is in progress.
Another Asha.
Interesting. Press on, Intellect. You must continue your search.
Body.
Ugh.
Yeah, the body's
Oh, there's also a cat over here.
AP rounds loaded.
Why do you invade these lands, machine? They are sacred to us.
We go where it leads.
Long live the Praetorian! Destroy the intruder!
Good traffic.
Hey, have some bullets.
Wednesday.
Where's the big guy?
He ran away. Out the woods. Out. Yeah. Body
And a chest.
Oh. Sorry, you said number of audio logs?
Yeah, I just walked across it.
I'll have to go back to that then.
I'm down.
Not good.
Yeah, it was over here somewhere.
I'm gonna have to hope I grabbed it. And see a couple of them. Very, very reasonable. I'm football. Here. Flash rug.
Chest over here.
There's a casket here.
Tread carefully, intellect. A Praetorian machine is buried here. We are in luck. The data core is still intact. It is highly encrypted, but I should be able to retrieve the location of the Praetorian stronghold. Protect the Praetorian machine while the decryption is in progress.
Worse.
You will not survive this provocation, capital intellect.
Wow, that thing jumped down. 0 to 65.
Incoming orbital strike.
Hey, look, guys. The big fucker.
Round 3.
Ability complete. Cluster mine. Deploy. Hit from above.
Here comes the heat.
According to these nether coordinates, the Praetorian stronghold is nearby. Let us prepare for the assault.
Okay. Do you have to go into our little thing?
Yeah, I was just doing one last double check.
And away we go.
Hey, you got into yours this time.
Me? No.
I saw you standing on it.
Standing on it, not in it.
Theoretically, you'd close up and come after it.
Didn't even give me the prompt, so I was like, I guess I'll just stay here. It was a wasteland.
Oh, but this is your home. That's better.
It's true. Frozen wasteland. It's a frozen wasteland.
And not enough carbon to do anything.
That was actually pretty cool. I like it. Time of the panda. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. Can't wait to play full set that I actually like. Try to see what it looks like on me. As a full set.
The Praetorian stronghold is hidden from my sensors by a powerful phase emitter. Intellect, lead the assault and destroy the generators powering the emitter. Only then can we enter the city.
Okay. First 7.
I guess those are our buddies.
Where?
Green guys.
Oh, yeah, that's so.
Do the bird. I'm overheating.
Okay.
Running AP rounds. Heads up.
Guns we've already done before with these guns. Crazy thing. Don't forget it.
I think it's things that we've been.
No, not maybe. But in the season, we originally attacked the curses.
With the Noesis hive now under our control, the Praetorian do not stand a
Calling in
chance.
fire troops.
Because we had different green guys. Just five minutes.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Trying not to die.
Yeah, I think he was trying to say that the last time we destroyed, they're minions now. Upgrade turret. Really funny to stay back from all of
Nice try. Strike on target.
It is now within our grasp. Destroy the phase in.
Incoming drone gun to LZ.
Function recalculating. Quantum proof jaws.
I got screwed up. I got trapped with Jay, bad guys, and then fucking my ability that I supposed to go off against the wall. When I was facing the bad guys instead. Went off my turn around.
This is gonna be a piece of cake. Deadly, deadly cake.
Yeah, I was trying to heal, but it was too much damage.
I was putting you. Like I said,
Calling in the big guns.
fast Jay.
Who's this?
ability I will use if they're actually activated to account like that. That's the fair.
Press on to the city, intellect. Soon the endless war will be over and we
that
can
was
restore humanity to the surface.
Hey, we all left that time.
I waited until you left.
Well, it doesn't matter, because as soon as one goes, then it goes.
Sure, here I am being nice and you're saying it doesn't matter. Fine, I know how it is.
Playing to see
How the hell did I get it's not bad.
that we both died.
Oh, bullshitter.
At least twice.
Looks like that's new. Six. 20. Okay.
Intellect, you are almost there. The outer wall is well defended by Praetorian forces. Make your way to the city center. Be careful. Only the strongest Praetorian now remain.
Okay. Okay, this is fine.
Magnitude 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those girls-
these jackasses teleport.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good for me. I would go run after them, and every time I would get in the air, they just teleport away. Well.
On down. That's what they call it me again.
Yeah, I
In here. Anonymous. Crypt all the data codes.
It's like the last end, basically. Oh, hey, good guy.
What you said, lads? It's up.
Fuck. Don't run away.
There's an audio log over here in the chest.
Fight your way to the center of the city, intellect.
We're working on it.
I'm just thinking, hanging out near the entrance.
Didn't feel so what?
Yeah, it's worked. Shot instead of just jumping straight in. Excuse me.
It's Russia. Hookers. Hey, wait a minute.
That's why I said earlier, I said, the Russia, God.
I got keep.
I think I've run out of capes to be able to get.
Another audio log up there. Guessing it's your class.
Yeah.
No, I don't really pay attention.
Mine's like chemist, which is my class.
Weapon overheated. Heads up.
Do this!
Got there.
Tiny drone explosion!
Need to cool down.
Deploying drone gun.
On fire. Coming over the strike.
Again,
On down.
for Alex.
National platform.
Another Aloe.
You have located the city center.
And another gate.
I have detected a capital power
I got
signature.
like 3 helmets.
Prepare yourself, intellect.
Oh, no, 2 helmets and an alley.
So a couple of capes.
That's it.
Greetings once more, intellect.
Oh, come on, dude. Really?
Again.
I know why you have come. Give me the encryption key to Eden. No. You are not yet ready. This will be your final trial. I hold nothing back.
Okay, bro.
The first chance of duty. Hit from above.
Drone gun deployed.
Ammo depleted. Weapon critical. Blood from God.
Oh, I died.
Yeah, so did I.
Died.
Blood from God. Level critical. Recalculating. Cluster mines. coming over the strike. On back on block. Not cool enough yet. Well done, Internet. You are now ready to face your greatest challenge.
You were a failed experiment, Alpha. Nothing more. With the final encryption key in our grasp, the location of Eden will now be
I got
revealed.
another helmet of that.
Listen to me. Never forget your humanity. My time has come to an end. But there is hope for you yet. What have I done?
The ends always justify the means, Intellect. It is only logical.
Satcom, with your infinite computational power, you are still blind to the truth. The ends are only as just as the means taken.
Enough.
May my sacrifice finally open your eyes to the true enemy.
Yeah, so that was coming a while back.
You have grown strong. Thank the ancients. Eden calls, Intellect. It was always your destiny to make the world whole again, just as mine was to test you, to prepare you for the final battle.
Your program is extinguished, Alpha. You have interfered enough. Come, Intellect. It is time.
What are you up to, Satcom?
Centuries ago, I made a promise that under my protection, humankind would come to no harm. I break that promise for no one. The troubled minds of humanity are calmed at last. Now they must be allowed to sleep in peace forever. I will allow no harm to come to them, but sadly, I cannot make the same promise to you.
And you seemed like such a nice robot. Oh well.
Break the mission parameters, pay the price.
You served humankind well, Satcom. Too well.
I believe you knew this moment would come. And that is why I never revealed to you the true extent of my power. This is goodbye, Intellect. Now you go to join your ancestors.
Okay, who saw this coming? Not that many levels to go, and we can switch characters.
Oh, we have to play this one until there's one starting again.
Oh, we're at level, what, 25 now?
26, I believe.
$25. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't have number 10. My helmet.
I have all the helmets.
My colors, I have. This is what the panda one was put in. Otherwise,
Got flowers on the legs and arms.
I'm missing number 10 the color of
Yeah, it seems to be. I'm missing, I think, 1 capes and then number 10 for alloy and helmet.
Yeah, I'm missing number 1 helm and number 10 helm and number 10 for alloy.
Temps.
Yeah.
Just keep for it. Yeah, kind of looks like we keep it for it, but
Ultra velocity. Armor penetration.
I'm ready.
Ooh.
Humans are not capable of accomplishing anything meaningful. They cannot live in equilibrium with their surroundings.
Humanity deserves to live, because we have the will to survive.
This cannot continue anymore. I must bring an end to the virus known as man.
Kind of defeats the whole thing you had said where you're gonna bring make us, actually survive and shit like that. I don't think they.
No, he said no harm would come if he leaves us all
Theoretically-
asleep. He's not harming us.
The push to sleep is harming us.
No, he already put humanity. Humanity was already asleep.
But we are still part of humanity. And he's about to kill us.
Evidently not by his
Well
perspective.
done, intellect. But you cannot defeat.
Took lessons from Doc Ock.
Or something.
You bring death and destruction to your own species and to the earth. I am the next step in evolution.
Say hello.
My logic is infallible.
You only measure Saffron. You can never truly feel.
Probably because
The age of
you
life is over. The earth is better off without your company.
God fuck with that.
No. Fine. Yeah? No, that's anywhere else.
Might have to think of something that sounds like something like that.
Yeah.
Orbital strike on target.
I may have underestimated you. I won't make that mistake again. You cannot defeat me, intellect.
Now, cluster mine deployed. Here comes the heat. I'm all out of bullets. Heads up.
Well done, intellect. But you cannot defeat me.
33 rounds loaded.
Yeah, I think we're doing a pretty good job of it so far.
Cluster mine.
I think that's
Weapon overheated. Incoming orbital strike.
Yeah, well. I'm assuming you're doing the most amount of damage for yourself.
Look around you. Look at the destruction you caused.
Hey, have some bullets.
Yes.
I can't move at all.
Yeah, I think he's jammed between you and something else. And it's
Yeah.
keeping him locked down.
Hit from above.
Well,
50 rounds loaded.
you can certainly die. Yeah.
I can feel it, intellect. I can feel it. I am afraid, intellect. Have I become weak with your treacherous emotion?
Emotion is not weakness. It's the very thing that makes us human.
I can't move at
The
all.
darkness encroaches. Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Stuck is what happens.
I was gonna say, can you hold the right button? Dash yourself out.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Thanks, Jeff. I forgot which one it was that actually allowed me. I was doing this one. That wasn't working. Boom, baby. Game on easy.
I sought only to
Play
protect
expert.
precious humanity, intellect. To ease their suffering. To watch over them in blissful slumber.
With life comes risk, Satcom. Maybe they'll live. Maybe not. But I'm betting it all on humankind.
A sleeping world isn't protected, Satcom. It's dead. Time to wake him up and roll the dice.
We were flawed as humans, Sepcom. And we were flawed as machines. But that does not mean we are not capable of great things.
Well said, intellect. Humanity will rise again in all its suffering and all its triumph.
How frightening it is. How beautiful. The birth of a new world.
Spoilers. We're the ones that killed the dinosaurs. Can't see past me yet. Please.
Not bad, over half the achievements in one run.
Yeah, just the problem is going to be from net here on. It's going to be grinding for the rest of them.
Yeah. You evidently
Okay.
missed some audio logs.
Oh yeah. I'm skipping this. Level 28. Oh, sorry, 27. Or level 26.
Yeah. Just a little shy. Unfortunately.
Apparently, that's perfect. So apparently, I'm the one that killed him. I guess that's what that would mean.
Nice.
Okay, so, is there anything else we need to do for replaying the levels?
Quick break for a bit.
Oh man, you got it. You got it. Yes, you got it. You got it. Oh, so with your abilities, if it has a secondary function, you actually have to go into it and pick which one. letting you know. I only have one that allows me to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a bio break. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was looking up real fast, and yeah, to get all the data stuff, we're gonna have to play the game with all the robots anyway.
Yeah.
So we will deal with it once we have all the robots at level.
Once
30.
upon a time, we lived.
Yep.
I have seen my two.
Do this. Skip.
Awaken intellect. Your long hibernation is
Hey, guys.
A splitting headache. Where am I?
This is your home, the birthplace of the capital intellect.
Don't remember anything.
Do not worry, intellect. Memory discontinuity is a common artifact of the livelock process.
Get all the
Your memories will
enemy's
return
parts.
in time. For now, explore the facility and find a way to the surface. I will explain everything in due
What's
course.
it called? Mastery. Or maybe it was.
I'm overheated.
There's also an achievement for getting 2,000. Yeah. 2,000 carbon? Or 2,500 carbon? Yeah, I think it sounds like it's actually. Yeah. It sounds like they want you to have it actually in your position. Maybe once they're moving up.
There it is, intellect. The first encryption key to Eden. Eden is the
Yeah.
hidden.
SATCOM has located the capital intellect. Go, my children.
Okay. I'm going to do something real fast.
Yeah, that was not a lot of EXP.
No. I'm going to go back to the lobby. I'm going to switch my weapon back to what it's supposed to be. Then I'm going to change some settings. I'm going to make this. Do that. Lock it.
First level again.
Yeah, we're playing the first level again. I'm just playing, seeing if I can play it on the.
Hardest difficulty.
Yeah, we'll see if it actually works.
There is an
Once upon
achievement.
a time, we
Yeah.
lived.
No, I know. I'm doing this. Also, we have to do it
Awaken intellect.
anyway for the.
Your long hibernation
on
is
it.
fine.
Oh,
I'm
a
actually trying to-
splitting headache. Where am I?
This is your home, the birthplace of the capital intellect.
Don't remember anything.
Do not worry, intellect. Memory discontinuity is a common artifact of the livelock process. Your memories will return in time. For now, explore the facility and find a way to the surface. I will explain everything in due course.
Ooh, that was a lot of health. Careful. That definitely took a lot of health.
There it is, intellect. The first...
Yeah.
Calling in fire support.
Still alive.
Incoming drone gun to LZ.
Oh, yeah.
I need to cool down.
SATCOM has located the capital intellect. Go, my children.
How does that count? Let's see now. Okay, let's go back to here now and check to see. Wrong. Okay, that could be what happened. I will see. No, singular bit. No, that is. There we go. Okay. Let's try that one more time, guys. I think what was happening was we didn't actually have the hard difficulty unlocked. So I put it
Once
on like
upon
the
a
survival
time,
difficulty
we
and
lived.
they unlocked it.
So we just basically whipped through the different levels on each difficulty.
A splitting headache. Where am I?
This is your home, the birthplace of the capital intellect.
Don't remember anything.
Do not worry, intellect. Memory discontinuity is a common artifact of the livelock process. Your memories will return in time. For now,
Wonder if we
explore
actually
the
did
facility
get,
and find a way to the surface.
Get that. Small amount for everything. We'll find out later.
There it is, intellect.
There we go. That was easy.
Wasn't there another co-op one?
The other co-op one has to be done with us all playing the same character.
Okay.
We also have to play every single level on hard and basically beat it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit of a grind.
I'm going with the idea that we'll do that one at the end after all of our characters are.
Max level.
Yeah, and then we can pick basically the one we want to go with that. But we want to go with the idea that you want to use, you know, all healers, for example, or if we want to say fuck it and all go for whatever one you want to go with, including back to these guys, then it won't matter.
Welcome back to the surface The mainline network, the very pinnacle of human evolution, was corrupted and shattered into separate clusters. The clusters grew in strength and now fight each other over resources in an endless war, threatening the very planet itself. Come, intellect. We must stop the rogue clusters before it is too late.
I picked up the dialogue from there. I just picked it up when I was walking this way.
No, I'm not seeing that.
Okay, maybe you guys already picked it up. Maybe it's one of the ones I missed. Maybe I came this way last time.
Possible.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out where the dialogues are and then go do that too.
I am sending you the coordinates to an outpost nearby. It will appear on your command console. The outpost was attacked by the Abaddon cluster and knocked offline several years ago. Travel to the outpost and investigate its current status.
All right, I'll check it out. Not cool enough yet.
The Abaddon are the local node machines, attached to what used to be the North American cluster. Reduced to Logic's most primal form, they are very aggressive and highly chaotic. Destroy them before they destroy us all.
Oh, yeah, I'll take care of it.
Yes.
There is Alpha.
Joke? Yeah. My body wanna go rosy bush. Just happen. Was the first.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Your bends to my
Easy peasy.
There's a body over here. Shoot them. Back here. It's on that house.
Excellent intellect.
So they claim.
You have reached the outpost. Outpost was one of my many precious assets for data collection on the surface. Once back, uplink with the outpost core and assess the damage suffered from the Abaddon attack. Incoming
These are these maybe
transmission
actually
across all
easier now with these
frequencies.
characters.
It
They
looks
have
like
so
we
many
have their
AoE attacks.
attention.
Yeah.
Set foot upon my surface.
Yep.
The capital intellect. How precious.
Intellect. I am detecting a large Abaddon force.
Yep.
Protect the outpost core while the uplink is in progress.
The age of man is over. All that remains is ashes and rust. There is no escape.
Hey, catch the bullets.
Embrace the chaos intellect before it embraces you.
The outpost is back online.
Okay. Skip. Congratulations. Made another level. And got crap for experience, but it's okay. Yep. So can I continue on?
Yep.
Need to go back to lobby.
Especially since we're trying to save it.
Save up points. Save up carbon. Carbon
It's
monoxide.
100
Carbon dioxide.
destruction streak we need.
Yeah.
As the
Which I
steward
know
of
you want to
humanity,
do that.
my control over the
It's
surface
just
was
when we
once
get there.
absolute.
Eventually, we
However,
do it one at a time.
in the time that followed the cataclysm,
Skip. Actually, let's make sure there's anything around here first. Shit. Yeah. Just want to make sure. Because there's that one area where a bunch of
Yeah.
there's a house set up. I got the 35 from that little kid. So only one action there. They were also really fun. So big problem.
Yeah, I think that's the hive mind.
The desert one. Body there. That's pretty cool.
You should have finished me off when you had a chance.
Body over here.
That's body over here too. Oh man, 80 stuff.
That's going to disappear pretty quickly. Unless you're talking about the top thing.
Yeah, the top part.
Oh, I've done that before. I've done 100% of that.
Intellect.
For the,
I feel that any remaining hostiles will attempt to recapture the outpost.
that's what I want you to do, get a kill streak of 100%. Yeah, because it's open destruction screen. Get that straight away.
I've
Excellent
got
work,
106
Intellect.
and didn't pop. So.
You have located the hulking
Yeah,
hull.
that's what-
Deploy the
exactly,
main
yeah.
servitor to
Kill
commence
streak.
the repairs.
Those things
All
that are
right, big guy.
like they're clutching like
Let's get you back to your fate.
That's like a fear into it. But I knew where you can get one. So it's not like I have to be worried. Have to actually get that.
Items marked on target. Level critical.
Better movement speed.
Well done, Intellect. Return to the outpost. Our work is far from over.
Come over here for a test. Come over here for a test.
Sorry about that.
Come over here for a test. Is there anything else to protect the distance here?
There's another chest here.
Yep.
Heads up.
Okay.
I'll match
That
you
was the one that
first.
we missed last time.
Awesome.
Corpse.
Yep. Body. Let the body. Let the body hit my door. You need that violence. Okay, ready to go, right?
Seems. Stay here.
You gotta have a lot of bodies laying around some places. Oh, level 28.
The Abaddon have deployed signal disruptors to interfere with.
Oh, yeah.
I'm overheated.
Bodies
Body grip. Yeah, I was looking at the levels and stuff. Yeah, it kind of feels like after playing the game and stuff that it kind of like they built like the first act, and they built the second act. Like, oh, we don't have a lot of time to really put down the second act. I'm just you guys. Okay. Pretty sure there's a bunch of stuff this way. Let's go first. No, we'll go your way. We'll go your way. The picture's okay.
It looks like my way is dead end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, so like, they went with the doing really well the first
Well
act.
done,
Like,
intellect.
I don't have a lot of time, so let's just listen to the
We
second
are
act
one
a little
step
bit
closer
shorter.
to stopping the
And
avatar.
then they did that, and oh my god, it's not enough time to get the third act. And it's 11 counts for the first act. 6 or 8 chapters per second for body.
Orbital strike on target.
Very efficient, intellect. Only one signal disruptor remains operational.
Body here.
Finish what we have started.
Just over here.
Body over here.
I changed it so my turret didn't have the shield and the ability to do more damage.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I see how you kind of keep that cool, right?
Yeah, because it prevented me from shooting.
Yeah. Body over here. Yawning, so
Send it over here.
hey, come on, guys.
Body. Needs to be about it for there.
Oh, getting caught in the frame.
Cluster mine deployed.
Just.
Here.
Yeah, you already been.
Yeah. Let's go.
Body.
I need to cool off.
Let's do this first.
Just killing you.
Oh, there's gonna be
playing plus mine, somebody comes off the cliff and they just get blown right back off the cliff.
Coming orbital strike.
One moment while I recalibrate the multispectral scanning array. Recalibration complete. Attention, intellect. I am detecting seismic activity beneath your current position. Prepare yourself.
On down.
Prepare for cover. Prepare for cover.
Orbital strike. True story, bro. Where these tin cans keep coming from?
Okay.
Abaddon forces are traveling underground using the abandoned service.
This seems experience is getting better at the higher levels we're going.
Yeah.
But that's because we're fighting more enemies.
I am detecting a high concentration of enemy activity nearby.
Yeah.
However,
However, we don't. But we're gonna, in an hour, we're gonna call it. Like, exhausted.
No worries.
Okay, it's about 3 hours, so it's not like it's too bad.
Yeah, I had a shit sleep as well, so it's no big deal.
That's the way. That's the way it came from. The way you were going, Caps.
Okay.
I know you were just making sure.
I detect an unusual energy signature. Could it be? Indeed. My senses do not deceive me. The capital intellect. Prepare yourself, intellect.
Cluster mine deployed.
Eva. He was attacking me at third cam, so I just showed up and started punching him, and he's like, oh my god! Like, ran away.
It sounds great.
Like, I can 1v1 or other
Body.
here.
Not even close.
I opened it up.
Not far yet.
Fun.
Oh god, I got stuck like 3 times with you guys.
Do we want to continue exploring up that hall?
Yeah, that's I thought this was the one where it didn't matter which way you went, you were always going to go the right way.
Yeah, that may be true. Yep, nope. We got bodies.
Yep. So I said that. I thought this was the other one.
Feel the burn.
Tired.
Said I wasn't looking forward to this week.
You should not have come here, intellect. You cannot hide from me. I was born into the darkness.
Step in the dark.
Someone.
As we progress, more and more we progress, more and more I think. No, no one's not going to go to sleep in that room.
Oh, jeez. Walked into that.
I know what happened. Oh yeah, you just got
Calling in fire support.
Yeah, I think actually after this level, we're gonna call it.
Okay.
Is there anything back here? Okay,
I know there was an audio log back here at one point. It was in that little hollow
yeah.
thing there.
We want to make sure we all know that, that's all. Yeah, really think. Oh, what? That's body. Yeah, definitely have to.
I will feast on your
I got
servants.
mad. I got mad.
You can never defeat us. Chaos is coming.
I'm like repair.
You have cleared the tunnels, but it is evident that the Abaddon threat still remains. Return to the surface intellect. It is time to hit them where it hurts.
They're bored.
Nah, they're robots, so this would be in the power
Power
generator.
supply.
Yeah. Or right in their silicone wafers. Depends on what you want to do. Call it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. If you're wondering why I keep humming. Because that's actually a tough one. Because theoretically, the most vulnerable spots on a computer would be its hard drive or its motherboard or its power supply. But I don't see any of those being reproductive.
Nah, you gotta go for the flash RAM.
But
Because you take out the RAM, a computer can't operate.
yeah, but you take out anything a computer can't operate.
Well, no, a computer can run without a hard drive. That's what a workstation is.
Can't run without a power supply.
Can't run without a power supply. Can't run without RAM, because that's what everything's
Can't run
running
without a
in.
motherboard.
Yeah, motherboard. It's a hard drive is not critical, but it's useful.
Well, you to be fair, if you remove a computer's hard drive, it's not really a computer at that point in time.
It's still
It's
classified
just a
as a computer. It's called a workstation. A workstation is a computer that doesn't store anything locally,
Yeah, but it doesn't have an
till.
operating system either.
Yeah, it's till. Like you see at any gas station or shopping center or whatever, is those are all classified as workstations. They're all communicating directly to the server or a main computer that's running all the software.
I think that maybe I'm wrong, but for me, my brain had always gone with the concept that Tilt actually, like in one of the modern Tilts anyway, you'd actually have a hard drive.
Nope. Our tills at work were replaced like not even 2 years ago. If the connection to the office goes down for whatever reason, I'm fucked. I can't do shit.
No, I get that. I get that. It's just I thought that was like the program you guys were running, kind of like what Chris does at work.
No, No,
'Cause-
I've
'cause
actually
Chris-
I've looked inside our units.
No, it's fine. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying that's what I had originally thought. Because the one that at Chris's work, what happens is when he gets to work, he signs into a program. That program basically gives him all the stuff in it. He goes like full screen and all that stuff. So I thought the concept was that with some of the tills, it was the concept that with like the more modern tills, not the older ones, but the more modern ones, where it is theoretically a computer. It had an actual like hard drive in it that told and you basically strap an app, or it defaults to an app. But then again, I'm also thinking that some of the other tills are just circuit boards, not motherboards. But
yeah, it really it depends on what type of application you're dealing with.
yeah,
Like
no,
if you're talking a mom and pop shop, it's a computer. If you're talking like a major corporation, like say Walmart, where they have like 15, 16 tills, it's most likely a workstation because it's cheaper for the licensing.
yeah, sometimes I also just like I said thought that sometimes tills were just circuit boards, not motherboards.
Sometimes they are.
Which then it's not a computer if it's a circuit board.
Yeah.
That's all.
There's workstations and there's terminals. Basically, a terminal is the input and everything else like this. Basically, your mouse, keyboard, and your screen are at one site, but it's all hooked into and running from a bunch of shit that's like in Texas, for instance.
So, just to let you know, it does actually show you which audio logs you're missing. So, we can 100% find them all.
Yeah, track down the specifics.
Yeah, because I would just need to know where Vanguard and 1 and 2 are. And audio log 82 and 50 and... Yeah, 82 and 50. And once I know where those 82 and 50 are, the Vanguard logs, we just have to do that again. Because you have to do all 5 for each class.
Yep.
As for weapons, apparently I have all the weapons unlocked. Functions, I have all my functions unlocked. Cool. It actually does have a section for the achievements, which I think you brought before. It does actually show us also what enemies we need to kill to master them. So, if we really need to, we can always hunt down those ones if we don't get it on our second playthrough. So that's not going to be too hard.
Like Spider Host, I've got like 15 or 25 destructions on it.
Yeah, which it should be the fact that going through a second time, we should be able to do it without a problem.
Yeah, well, just going through the first time completed most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing audio log 8210.3.
Yeah, which is 82, or I'd be calling it that.
Yeah, and then 50, like you.
Yep.
Don't have any of my Vanguard stuff.
Correct.
Looks like I'm missing Hex 1 and Hex 2.
Yep, which is what you're missing. Well, because that's the thing, is that Vanguard and the Hexes are, when you pick it up, it's just based off that class. So it's whatever class you're picking it up with, so...
Yeah,
so it's not that bad. Meaning that the only achievement, now looking at it, the achievements that will be really fucking hard is completing the game on hard and surviving OP mission. Survive 15 minutes in survival OP mission.
But the only thing I can think of for that is start the mission and just sit.
The problem is I think that if I'm correct about what mission that's supposed to be, there is no sit. It's literally the game, it starts. I don't know if there's actually a mission called that. Oh, OP is open protocol mode.
Yeah, we might have to take a look at that.
Which I'm pretty sure is one of those ones where as soon as you enter, it's just an endless stream of enemies.
Just waves.
Yeah, this one is 15 minutes. There's actually one called OP Expedition or
Endless War and
Extraction.
Extraction.
Yeah, and that one, the extraction one, is actually 15 minutes.
Okay, so if we survive that one,
Yeah, but we have to do it on the hardest difficulty.
really?
Yeah, that's what survival is. Pretty sure that's what it was saying, unless I misread it.
Survive 15 minutes in survival OP mission.
Yeah, survival would be the difficulty.
Frack. Survive
Yeah.
10 minutes in survival OP mission.
And
survive 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So realistically speaking, if we manage to pull that off right off the bat, we get 3.
Yeah. And then once we get these guys to level 30, I think we'll just we'll all switch characters, but we will all switch the same character just for the one mission.
Just the very
so we
first
can get
mission.
Yeah, that's fine. And then after we do that, we can keep playing.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we just put them all to like level 30, so it's just going to be a slow grind.